Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and iOS 18.5 has been out surprisingly for 2 months exactly. And it's quite surprising that there has not been a iOS 18.5.1 update to address any bugs. We've just been on iOS 18.5 for exactly 2 months. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the overall experience of this update. I'm going to talk about my battery life, battery health, talk about how it's been using this update surprisingly for 2 months. Now, as far as how this update performance is great with this device. Scrolling in the app library, we take a look at music, see how that opens up. It opens up quickly. We go into podcast. Wait for that to load. Do some scrolling. Everything loads up as it should. Podcast loads up perfectly. Now, I will say that it has now been a week since I started my second YouTube channel. If I go over to it here, I started this channel on July 4th, and it has been a week. If we go into the calendar here, it has now been a week and 1 day because I started this channel on Friday, July 4th. So if you guys like the content you see on Hawkins Tech Vlogs, I know I haven't uploaded on there in a couple days. I'm still thinking of what type of content I can put on my second channel. Some vlogs and day in the life videos. But if you like what you see, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I also changed my logo. It's a logo that I had Google Gemini generate for me, and I saved it to my Photos app, and I changed it to the logo you see here, which is the letters HTV, for my YouTube channel, Hawkins Tech Vlogs. Now, as far as my battery health on my iPhone 12, I figured I'd go ahead and share that. I am currently charging this device, but my battery health is at 81%. And with using this device, now I believe it's reporting it correctly. I've had 1 hour and 51 minutes screen on time and 11 minutes screen off time. Yesterday I had 5 hours, 12 minutes screen on time, 41 minutes of screen off time. Now I'm going to go ahead and share it. As far as the battery life on my iPad Air, wait for this to load here. You can see here that the charging was on hold. But using this device, I got 2 hours, 31 minutes screen on time, 1 minute screen off time. If we take a look at yesterday, I had 5 hours, 10 minutes screen on time, 8 minutes of screen off time. And as far as the performance, I figured I should show that. If we go into podcast on this iPad and wait for it to load, it loads up perfectly. We go to the next page, wait for it to load here. Everything loads up as it should. Then we do some scrolling in the app library on the iPad. This is a 60 hertz display. It is an iPad Air from 2020. So the performance on both these devices, on both iOS and iPadOS 18.5, is pretty great. Now I'm going to go ahead and run a Geekbench score. Geekbench completed. And on my iPhone, we scored 2012 for single core, 4079 for multi-core. And if I go into last week's result, we scored 2023 single core, 4369 for multi. And on my iPad, we scored 2094 single core, 5060 for multi-core. And if we take a look at the one I ran last week. We scored 2088 or 2086 for single core and 4995 for multi-core. As far as what else to expect from Apple, well, since this is the week, or this upcoming will be the week of July 14th, I think it's quite obvious what we can all expect. And that is the iOS 26 public beta. We can expect the public beta for all of Apple's softwares, iOS 26, macOS Tahoe, iPadOS 26, all of Apple softwares, to release in a public beta on Monday, July 14th. When that happens, Apple, usually before or after the public beta, most likely before the public beta, Apple will re-release iOS 26 Beta 3 re-release to developers. They might even release it at the same time because it brings the build numbers of both the public beta and the developer betas together. So when we get iOS 26 public beta, and I will make videos on it, I don't know for sure if I'll be installing it, but when we get the iOS 26 public beta, Apple will re-release developer beta 3 to match the build numbers. We can get that on July 14th, and I will keep you guys up to date with the public beta. The next day, on July 15th, I would expect iOS 18.6 Beta 3. Admittingly, I thought that would be something that we would have seen, but we have not gotten it yet, which makes me think we're only going to have 3 betas of iOS 18.6. Then we get the RC the week of July 21st, with a public release for that update on July 28th, whilst iOS 26 continues to be in beta with its release expected in September. So we have quite the summer with updates from Apple. And I will keep you guys up to date on both my YouTube for the long videos as well as some YouTube shorts. And I will also make videos on my TikTok as well, keeping you guys up to date. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully we get iOS 18.5.1, as we've had this update now for 2 months. And I think we might even have it up until iOS 18.6. But I will keep you guys up to date on all Apple updates from Apple. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We're getting close to 300 subscribers for my main channel. And also make sure you guys subscribe to my second channel, Hawkins Tech Vlogs. I know I haven't made a video on there in about a week, as I'm thinking of what content to post on that second channel. But make sure you guys subscribe to both my channels, as well as follow me on TikTok, which is Hawkins Tech. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.